So you're in the market for something German with a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine with some decent performance, 4 seats and a boot. What probably comes to your mind is the Mk7.5 GTI. But say you're looking for something that you can have a little more fun with, rear-wheel drive perhaps, I'm presenting to you quite an unlikely GTI rival in the form of the BMW F30 328i. The 328i has pretty much identical specs to the Mk7 GTI performance pack. 180 kilowatts, 350 Newton meters of torque, and a 0 to 100 figure of just under 6 seconds. Evidently has a big boot, seats 4 comfortably, and has heck of performance. The 328i has always been quite a sleeper, a nondescript, quiet-ish performer. This is largely due to it being living under the shadow of its bigger brother, the F30 325i, for 2 reasons: cylinders number 5 and 6. But it has the benefit of being quite affordable on the used market. Good examples could be found for around about 250,000 Rand, with low mileage, relatively low mileage. The N20 engine is essentially a 4-cylinder version of the N55. It's a direct injected, twin-scroll turbocharged petrol engine. 180 kilowatts as I mentioned before, and 350 Newton meters of torque. But independent dyno tests have found that it's producing that figure at the wheels.
BMW rates this car at 245 horsepower at the flywheel. We just did 9 runs on the dyno where we measured 240 horsepower at the wheels. What does that tell you?
The twin-scroll turbo on this engine means that it's very responsive. By 2000 revs, you will have all your torque and shoved back in the seat. It's very snappy. However, it is still turbocharged, and you will still feel some turbo lag, especially if you're in the wrong gear. In this particular car, that engine is connected to the absolutely amazing ZF 8-speed. It's a marvel of modern engineering. And this became especially apparent when I drove an E90 with the old 6-speed ZF automatic transmission. And this is light years ahead. This particular model has been spec'd with the sports transmission, which if you pop into Sports Plus mode, gives you sequential transmission feeling shifts. This is quite a driver spec car. It's been spec'd with the much larger M Performance specs. They are huge semi-floating discs, 4-piston calipers at the front, painted in beautiful blue, and 2 pistons at the rear. As most of these cars are likely to be 5 years and older, you might be worried about reliability. The N20 motor has become famed for being incredibly reliable. Common failures on the engine are usually wear items like the oil filter gasket, the oil cooler gasket, and the valve cover gasket. It must be said, however, that this engine is very responsive to good servicing. This one, since being out of warranty at Motorplan, it has been serviced twice as often as BMW recommends. Failing to meet service intervals, certain cars have seen timing chain failures, and variable valve timing system failures. So servicing it often is paramount. This one was one of the first to roll off the production line in 2013 and hasn't given a single problem since. As mentioned before, this is quite a driver's spec. This is just the basic iDrive. It's not the full-size screen. Has the standard sound system, which is decent. It could be far better, however. Dual zone climate control, the works. Also has a sunroof by xenon lights and quite a dark interior. Now to the driving. In this generation of 3 Series, BMW switched to completely electrical steering, which gets a bad rap. But honestly, it feels pretty good for a non-M car. In the different driving modes, Sport and Sport Plus, the steering becomes artificially heavier, a bit too heavy if you ask me. Now this car rides on 19-inch run-flat tires, which predictably means quite a harsh ride. I have been in an F30 spec with the 18-inch wheels, and it was a lot more comfortable over the bumps. Still though, would I spec the 18-inch wheels? These just look way better, and the firmer ride, not too much of a hassle. The handling, as can be expected from any BMW, is absolutely superb. Tire sizes, rear it's running a 255 section, front is a 225, which is too little tire for me. It runs out of grip in the front quite quickly, but honestly for say 6/10 road driving, this is plenty. What it does lack is front end response. This is largely due to how heavy the car is. It's running about 1,500 kilograms, so it can't be expected to handle like a Clio RS. That said, you will have a lot of fun behind the wheel. If you're in the market for this car, you're quite probably a car enthusiast and interested in eking a bit more power out of it. Stage 2 on these engines has been known to get around 220 kilowatts plus, which puts it in line with a stock 335i. Decent performance. Thanks for watching this review. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment. Awesome. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next review.